This is Ethan of KCROWfm, otherwise known as KCROWfm. It is Friday, March 25th, 2022, and this is our 8th episode of KCROWfm. We've come a long way. This KCROWfm started in the backyard of a friend. We were in their mini bus, basically. I think they sold it at this point. Well, at that point, it wasn't sold. It was in their backyard. But it was me and two of my friends, and we were just sitting inside of this, like, RV kind of thing. And we were discussing, like, what should we, like, name this podcast? Multi-show kind of thing. And it was like settled upon, it was KCROWfm, because we were just kind of spitballing, like, you know how like some radio stations are WXZ T34 or like 88.3 WDCV Carlisle FM, the voice of Dickinson College. Little plug for Dickinson College Radio. Heck yeah, brother. Yeah, but we settled upon KCROW because it kind of has that connotation to crow. Like the bird. Like a flock of crows. What's that called again? Yeah, I forget what that's called. But yeah, that's where it started. This was probably like 2019 or something like that. I remember it was in the summer because we were inside of this. They were planning on fixing up this bus to potentially like travel, I would imagine, and it was in their backyard. We were just sitting in there. I think we might have had a fan, and we recorded the intro. The original intro for KCROWfm was what is it? Oh geez, it was on I think it was a Tarantino film, like a shoot, let's look it up while we're thinking about it. I think it has this like very particular guitar beginning, you know? It's like, is it Miserlou? I think it's Miserlou. I can't really play it. Yeah, it's Miserlou. So it's the song Miserlou by Dick Dale. It's pretty recognizable. It's like a very guitar-driven, like surfy kind of intro. You can look it up. It's like really cool. And we basically had this little iHome sitting on a little table next to the three of us inside of this microbus. And I think it was either my phone or like a tape recorder or something like that, kind of just holding a microphone up to this iHome thing while we played the song Miserlou through it onto the tape. And I think we posted that. I think that was on the first episode, which kind of got taken down for, I think it was copyright reasons, because obviously there was Miserlou. Dick Dale, got to get that money, you know. But yeah, that's our origins of this podcast, multi-show, you know, KCROWfm, KCROW. That's where it came from. But yeah, we've come a long way. It is now 2022, and that began in 2019, I'm going to say. And here we are. I thought it'd be a pretty cool topic of discussion this week, or for the next few weeks or so, on the topic of dreams. Because the other day I had this, like, odd kind of dream that kind of, like you usually kind of dream, and then you kind of, like, wake up, and you're like, okay, I just woke up. But like sometimes you'll like wake up out of a dream and you kind of like remember it for a little bit, and it just might linger for a good 5, maybe even 20 minutes if it's like that impactful. But I had this interesting dream the other day, and it sparked me to want to see how others have like experiences with dreams. And I went to my Instagram story and asked a question to people that follow me, and I said, did you recall a dream this week? And 43% of the people said yes, and 57% said no, which I guess that kind of makes sense. I feel like as we grow older, it's kind of hard to remember dreams, you know? And yeah, I'm usually on the same side as like no, because like I don't necessarily remember them. Like I'll sleep to sleep and I'll just like wake up and be like, oh, time to start the day. And it just like goes from there, you know? Rip rockin', get a shower, put that deodorant on, gotta trim the nose hairs, just gotta get ready for the day, you know? Get things done. And then asked another question, which was, do you or have you kept a dream journal? And 83% of the people said no, which that kind of makes sense. And then 17% people said yes, which is pretty cool. Because, like, the reason I asked is because I remember it kind of correlates to the first question, because I remember there being some kind of study saying that people that keep a dream journal tend to remember their dream more like immediately whenever they wake up, because you kind of associate you're like writing stuff down when you wake up. So then your brain is already like, okay, we're writing it down mentally. So eventually you kind of condition yourself by keeping a dream journal to remember that kind of stuff, which is pretty good idea, because there are many ways for dreams to, I would say, like, help, even though there are many theories about what dreams do. Across the board, people say dreams don't mean anything, they don't do anything. We're still kind of debating up in the air, like, what the purpose of dreams are. There are a few theories I've heard, like, in psychology class, it was like, it helps us reconsolidate memories and helps us, like, file it away in our brain, our mind, and figure out what to do with this information going forward. There was this other TED Talk that I've seen about dreams where it says, like, while we dream, we secrete 80% more cerebrospinal fluid in the REM, like the later stages of dreaming, where it's deep sleep. So I guess it's kind of washing your brain, it's kind of like the same thing, but more physically. It's like washing your brain, and then the mind itself is filing away things. But there are even further back. There's this book that I got from the Harrisburg Area Community College Library the one time. It was on Greek dream theory. The book wasn't all about dream theory, but it was talking about, I think it was called The Greeks and the Irrational or something like that. And I saw in the index it said something about dreams. I'm like, whoa, Greeks, dreams, they probably know some stuff. And indeed, they do have their own theories back in the day. The Greeks it's three different theories that they set upon. Was dreams mean something very personal to the person. Second is it's a preconception, meaning like it's about to predict something that's going to happen. And then the third is something very spiritual and telling you about your path, basically, which many symbols come about in dreams, you know. And I wanted to kind of look into the dream that I had the other day that sparked this whole thing. It wasn't anything like crazy personal or anything. It was just basically I had a dream where I was looking at like a fish tank or something like that. Don't remember anything specific about the room it was in. I just remember looking at like a fish tank, and I saw a fish, like a goldfish or two, like I thought inside of this fish tank. But it turns out, as I found out later, that they were just floating in midair in front of this fish tank. And I found that out because they started to like pelt me. Like they would like throw themselves, like the goldfish would throw themselves at me. I'm like, whoa, these goldfish are flying. And I thought it'd be kind of cool to look up while recording this what that means. Flying fish in dreams. Let's see what we got. What dream about flying fish means? Oh, dang. The dream interpretation states that flying fish is a symbol of good luck, a successful course of affairs, favorable circumstances, resolution of difficulties. But sometimes, the plot in a dream warns about the oversight or separation of the sleeper from reality. Like, that is why I remembered it so well, because, like, sometimes there are things in dreams that make you go, like, wait, I'm kind of dreaming. Like, you don't, like, not always you become, like, lucid and you're like, oh, I'm dreaming. Like, which will be a topic in the further coming weeks about dreams, lucid dreaming. But this was something that, like, stuck in my mind because, like, fish don't usually fly, you know? Like, these little, maybe, like, 3 or 4 goldfish kind of, like, flying around, throwing themselves at me, just kind of floating next to each other, like, a few feet ahead of me. And I was like, well, I'm dreaming. As soon as I woke up, and I was like, oh, I guess there's no goldfish flying at me right now. And I'd be, like, very interested to hear, like, if like the dream or something isn't too personal to you, like something, I don't know, scary or something like that, it'd be cool to hear like what dreams that you remember recently. Just like comment or DM us and just let us know, because that is very cool. I'm sure other people will be interested to hear what people are dreaming about these days, because I guess people are dreaming about flying fish. I didn't even know myself until it happened, so looking forward to that. Before we move on from this dream topic until the coming weeks, I wanted to like discuss about this one example of one of those 3 Greek theories of dreams came up. More specifically, the precognitive theory, stating that a dream that you have could potentially predict what is about to happen. Something like that. And in this dream that I had, before I got into knowing all of these theories, was that I met this friend at a gazebo in the midst of the woods. Now, bear in mind, it seemed pretty familiar, this place. And I figured it out down the line that I've been to a small ceremony between 2 people at this very gazebo in this forest. If anybody's familiar with PA forests and parks, you may know where this is. But yeah, it was weird because like down the line, I was meeting up with this friend, well, 2 friends there at this particular place, and they suggested, oh, we should all meet up here. And I got there, and it like kind of registered a little bit after being there. I'm like, wait, hold on a second. Like, I met somebody at this place that I had a dream about prior. It may seem kind of wild or like out there, but you never know. Who knows? But I thought it would be kind of cool to like consider it that was what happened, the precognitiveness of it. If you or somebody you know experienced one of these 3 Greek theories of dream, let us know. That'd be a great thing to mention in one of the following episodes of Crow FM. Of course, we'll keep you anonymous or your friend anonymous in this process. And for future episodes, I will be reading more into this book to see if there's any more extra details about these theories, because most of this stuff is off the dome. Moving on from the subject matter of dreams for now, a new segment I wanted to throw into the Crow FM mix is album reviews, but not just like really any album review. It would be a completely positive album review. That being said, I want to find something in an album that I will find things in this album that I like. There will be no rating, no like 1 to 10, just straight up things that I personally enjoy, or opinions of co-hosts, people that write in what they think about this album that is decided upon. And the first album that I wanted to bring up this week, going into the next week I will do the things that I really like about this album, is I wanted to listen to and just take in Plastic Beach by the Gorillaz, because a song came on the other day from that album that I recognized. I used to have like a music player with two of the songs off of Plastic Beach. It was Rhinestone Eyes and the one with Snoop Dogg in it, Welcome to the Plastic Beach. Yeah. And I was like, I haven't listened to the album fully, so let's do that. So that'll be the first album we start off with, but definitely leave in the comments, DM us what albums you would like to hear in the coming weeks, because then we can put out a poll and see what albums people would really like to hear very positive reviews about. It can be rock, it can be rap, it could be your own album. Like if you produce your own music, we'll take it on and we'll find everything that we like about it. Very excited to see how we develop these new segments, as well as add on to new ones in the coming weeks, months, years even. If you've had any recent dreams that you would be willing to share with us, that would be awesome. And if there are any albums that you would like to suggest for us to review in the future, in a future segment, by all means, DM it and we will throw that into the poll. The poll pool. Yes. The album poll pool. Thank you very much for listening in, and we will be back next week ready to rip, rock, and ready with Plastic Beach positive review. We are on Instagram and Facebook at KCROWfm, KCROWfm. Make sure to turn on push notifications to get notified whenever we post new updates to the page, podcast, multi-show. We will see you next week. And this is your co-host, Ethan, signing off. Take care.